All right, chat. That little intro bit was from Sunday. It's now Thursday when I'm editing this video, and I have to get it out the same day. But I looked back at like my talking after, like while I was eating breakfast. It sucked. My commentary was terrible. I was like half asleep. So we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. I'm just gonna redo it here. Basically, what we're talking about is cutting, bulking, and all that stuff, all that junk, and also maybe some stuff about what's going on this summer, what I'm doing and stuff. But obviously, this summer is making videos, going to work, and going to the gym. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the goal now. We're just making videos like I'm doing now. Yeah, just low cortisol, relaxing, passed all my finals, no issues. I thought I was gonna fail my econ class. Luckily, passed, got like a 66 on the final. That was just enough to keep me in like a passing grade of that class overall, so we're all good. But moving on, talking a little bit about cutting. So Sunday did my check-ins and stuff. Down about a pound, maybe a little less than a pound. But I'm thinking we're gonna start to push the cut a little bit more. Now, as a natural, when you bulk up, even if it's a clean bulk, you're always gonna kind of accumulate fat. And you can't do it for too long. If you do it for too long, your body starts to go out of whack. Your insulin levels spike, that messes with your pump. And you probably start to gain a belly. Like even if you're just eating clean food, you're keeping up your veggies, you're not always gonna like be the best and look super lean. So you always want to cut down every now and then, not do super long bulks like other people who are on some stuff can do. Just that way you're not, like I said, getting all fat and out of whack. And also just to uncover, see what you've been working on, really see your weak points. When you're bulked up, it's definitely tougher to see weak points than when you're cut down. So that's another big reason to just cut down and slim out a little bit. Anyways, moving on. So other fun things during this summer. Well, first off, yeah, back to the cutting and bulking. So we're gonna keep pushing the cutting for a good bit longer. We're gonna get to like really cut down, probably make near show level. I'm not gonna compete, but near show level just to see what we're working with. That way I can have a better bulk coming out of it, and just overall things will be better. And yeah, it's also summer, and I want to look good on the beach and not like a beached whale, which I tend to look like. I'm gonna hold the camera steady. It's pretty difficult. Like I have no sense of direction with holding cameras. But yeah, other than that, like I said, we're just working, making videos, posting on Instagram and TikTok, so make sure to follow those. Trying to just get back on plan. I didn't really talk about it while I was in college, but I gotta say, I did an okay job of sticking on plan. I think the one thing I missed was just broccoli and vegetables, because that was just the most difficult thing to make. You see, in my dorm, and I'll try to find a video or a picture of it, we had a communal kitchen. That was always a mess. That's all I had to cook with. And that's definitely better than most. That's better than having nothing, I'll say that much. So very thankful I had all that, but sometimes it was a mess, and I didn't want to be in there every night making broccoli. It was tough to plan when I would do meal prep and stuff with classes, club stuff, the gym and all that. So compromise, try to at least get weekly bit of broccoli in. But I mean, there's just points where I would not go like a month without it, I would go a month without it. So luckily though, I've been on a hot streak lately, being back home, getting that broccoli in. Same thing, like keeping water and take consistent, just being back to consistency. I think I've done God, my arm is getting tired. I should have set up a Let's go set up a tripod. There we go. Anyways, wait, I'm holding my phone now so I can get my steps. Okay. I'm part genius, but also part dumbass. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry, there was a little intermission there. This is already going worse than my first recording of this. I don't know why I'm doing this. But yeah, consistency overall when I was in college, not perfect. Better than I think better than the worst you could do. We'll say that much, I could have just went off my plan all the time, sort of never really made meals, all that stuff. But I didn't. I still made my meals. Other issue was like work. Since I worked a barback job, that's a lot of steps. So that was kind of skewing my weight, because I'd get all week. Then like Friday, Saturday, I get like 20,000 steps back to back. And that's way too many steps. Like there's like getting your steps in, and then getting too many steps to where you're basically going running. And that's not good. Not good for me, at least as a bodybuilder. So yeah, consistency is key for this summer. Just keeping things the same as much best as possible. Just going to the gym, doing my thing, and not stressing too much. I mean, going to college has been a different experience. It's way different it's not like super different than high school, but it kind of is different than high school, I was a very 4.0 GPA kid in high school, A's in all my classes, rarely ever really had a B. Especially like senior year is easier. Second you go to college, a C is the best. The C's get degrees, you kind of accept that. Like my econ class, I got a C in that, but I passed. You know, it's like, hey, you pass it, whatever. So definitely kind of adapting to college life was another big thing. Having to grow socially. You know, I'm not the very best social person, I would say, but I definitely improved that way. Same thing like joining clubs. You know, I joined a sales club, want to join the real estate club, just kind of exploring more. College is a great time for opportunity and growth, and that's what I've been experiencing, but it's a lot of adapting. You have to kind of change up and adapt to different situations in terms of like schoolwork, getting assignments done, because it's all on you this time, you know, and you're like living in a dorm too is really rough because you get sick a lot. I'm gonna be honest, if you're gonna live in a dorm, like, this is some college advice, get like NyQuil, DayQuil, some vapor rub, some stuff like to fight off sickness, because dude, think about it. In an average dorm, there's how many kids? It's like, what, like 4 per room? Oh, my dog went off. Okay, sorry, there's like 4 kids per room at the most. 5 levels of that, each like different 4, at least my building had like 4 different corridors and stuff. That's nearly like 1,000 kids. That's way too many. And who knows what sicknesses they're bringing. So you get sick a lot. Like, dude, I think, dude, like it's like a camera. Back in like December, I got really sick. It was terrible. So that kind of threw me back a bit. You know, I've never gotten that. I got like sick 4 times in a few months, and I've only ever get like sick once a year, maybe. So, and also just comfortability. Living with people is not great. I'm gonna put it that way. And living in a dorm and stuff, sometimes you just want peace and quiet, but you can't really get that. So comfortability is like at an all-time low. So given all the circumstances, I think I grew pretty well. I developed a pretty good physique. I was very lucky that Parabuild came to Philly, so then I could go there for a good gym instead of going to the Student Rec Center. Nothing against the Student Rec Center, it was definitely fine. But yeah, once that Parabuild came in, it definitely got more consistent. So just being able to just be back home though, in a nice controlled environment where I can get more food in, I can have broccoli, you know, I'm not getting sick all the time, hopefully. It's gonna be better. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna be way better, and that's why we're gonna be pushing the cut a lot more. You know, in a more controlled environment, want to push the cut to see how crazy and freaky we can look while maintaining muscle as much as possible, which is a little difficult as a natural, I will say. But yeah, other than that, other exciting news. Trying to get my motorcycle permit on Monday. It's Thursday right now, so I've been taking like the online exam stuff, like practice materials. So that's gonna be exciting. I want to ride a motorcycle, so that's the goal. My dad did it, my grandpa did it. Both my grandpas like motorcycle people. I used to ride like 4-wheelers and like dirt bikes and stuff. Haven't done it in a while. I was like, let's upgrade to like a motorcycle. Let's get something sick. I want dream motorcycle right now. If I had like, I always go with like a Sportster, like a bobber, like minimalist style. I'm not a big fan of like the baggers or anything, but like an Indian Scout would be fire, and like a Harley Davidson Sportster would be awesome. But yeah, let's move on to the push day. Kind of rambled here. Let me get back to my steps. And make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, follow my socials in the description.